in the context of some of the actions that we've seen?
So a federal pardon, which the president can only give, applies only to federal crimes. So that means nothing about the investigations out of New York by Cy Vance's team looking at the Trump organization's finances. They would mean nothing if Georgia prosecutors local prosecutors were looking at the president's role in pressuring state election officials there to throw out the results. They would not apply there. They would only apply to federal crimes. Now, it would probably be a federal crime to incite violence on the United States Capitol. Federal crimes would extend to anything that he did as president. They would extend to questions of whether he obstructed justice. They would extend to questions of whether he broke the law in connection with the Ukraine pressure scheme on the Ukrainian leaders to investigate the president's rivals. That is where it would extend. But no, it would not extend to state crimes. And that has long been sort of a theme among former law enforcement officials and Democrats, that the president and his allies, like Paul Manafort, need to be investigated at the state level in order to ensure they're held accountable, because the president has this extreme power in the power of the pardon.
Very quickly, one sort of just disturbing, I think, piece that came out in your reporting in the eyes of many is that the president, as you write, appeared to some White House aides to be watching what played out on Wednesday as those rioters were putting the Capitol under siege, to be enjoying himself. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, that the president was enjoying the scenes on television as the supporters were storming the Capitol and taking over the Capitol and wreaking violence on the Capitol, and that the president, in order to force him to activate additional folks and to condemn the violence, activate other military or law enforcement to respond and to condemn the violence in a video, had to be told that he was increasing his own legal exposure by doing nothing, that he may have some criminal liability here in inciting the violence in the way that he and his son and Rudy Giuliani did, in the statements that were made in the lead up to it. And sort of even more broadly, by basically coming up with a completely false notion and narrative over the past several weeks that the election had been stolen, which was at the heart of this siege.